The retro years. The 80s. Versus the 90s.
If you wanna be my lover.
The retro years. 80s versus the 90s.
Whitney Houston and How Will I Know? Well, Whitney Houston burst onto our scenes in early 1985 and had her first number one with Saving All My Love For You. That was Whitney Houston's second song, How Will I Know? Only reached number 5, surprise, surprise. Other hits in the 1980s from Whitney included The Greatest Love of All, I Wanna Dance With Somebody, which got to number 1 in 87, So Emotional, Where Do Broken Hearts Go, and also the massive number 1 from One Moment in Time. That was Whitney Houston in the 80s. However, she was back in the 90s, of course, with I'm Your Baby Tonight. Also, I Will Always Love You was one of her massive hit singles, of course, from The Bodyguard. And this is another one of Whitney's massive hits from 1993. Reached number 3, and it's I Have Nothing. It's 80s versus the 90s, revisited.
The retro years. 80s versus the 90s.
So let's continue with another 2 tracks. This one from the 1980s, coming, of course, from Rod Stewart. It's the 80s versus the 90s revisited with myself, Lee Brownson, on the air till midnight tonight. So we've had Rod Stewart, we've had Queen, we've had Whitney Houston. And we're going to continue with an artist who first made it into the pop world here in the UK in 1988. So she just got in there before the 1990s began. Her first hit was a number 1 hit single with I Should Be So Lucky. She's still going today, and her last hit got to number 6 in 2005 with Giving You Up. It is, of course, Kylie Minogue. So we're going to have 2 hits from Kylie for you right now. The first was a number 1 hit single for her in 1989 in the month of May, got to number 1. And then we're going to have a one from the 1990s.
Put your hand on your heart and tell me that we're through.
Sir Elton John, as he's known today, and that one is I'm Still Standing, which is his 80s song. Number 4 it reached in July 1983. Yes, the man began his music career way back in 1971. He had hits with Your Song, The Rocket Man. Do you remember Crocodile Rock? That got to number 5 in 72. He went on to have hits including Saturday Night's Alright for Fighting, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, and also the first version of Candle in the Wind came out in March 1974. It wasn't until the 80s when he brought out hits including that one, I'm Still Standing, also Kiss the Bride, Blue Eyes, and I Saw Her Standing There. And then later on he came into the 1990s, and one of his biggest ever singles, apart from Candle in the Wind of course, was this one. It got to number 1 in 1990, and it's Sacrifice.
It's a human sign.
It's 2 tracks from one artist, one from the 80s and one from the 90s, and this is Tina's 90s. News headlines from IRN is on the way next, and then we'll have more 80s versus 90s revisited.